I coach a lot of male executives, and that avoidant type being at the top, it keeps, to some extent, it allows them to focus, right? Because money and power and that prestige, it makes them feel safe. It gives them something to focus on. They get that fix of, I've achieved this and this. But there's so much emptiness once they hit their 40s or their 50s or 60s because they haven't connected authentically. And what I've noticed is a lot of them at that point, everything starts to just, it's like food tastes like ashes. Nothing is enjoyable to them anymore. And they know there's got to be something else out there, but they can't envision what it is because they've never experienced it in their life. Do you have any tactics that you use to help men understand that and break through that? Because that piece I've noticed is so hard. If they can't visualize what love is, right? How do you help them figure that out? I'd love to talk shop with you on this.
I mean, there's so many different ways, but, working with trauma, you have to start off with nervous system regulation, understanding how the body is responding to its environment, getting them to understand how to feel safe, because the brain and the body are different. And so the body has its own kind of brain. And if you're not understanding how your body memorizes certain situations and certain relationships, then you might react differently than what your brain is thinking. So you have to start recognizing your habits. You have to start recognizing the patterns. And once you do that, you can start breaking them to build new ones. But you tell me, the presence of a mother, and I have a lot of men who experience mother wound. What would you say is the impact of a mother on her child's life? Does that impact how they perceive love at all, or?
Yes, that wound is immensely deep. A lot of men grew up either trying to caretake their mother's feelings, so they never want to be around a woman again because it's exhausting and they got no payoff from it, and it feels like a trap, right? And a lot of these men become very avoidant. They got very little connection, very little oxytocin, if you want to go into the chemicals, and they bonded very poorly, so they don't want to walk into that again. Other men, their mom gave them the oxytocin and then backed off, or gave them a drop, right? Inconsistent love. It seems worse than no love at all because it creates a junkie who's chasing it obsessively. You talked about men who are the nice guy. That's that junkie syndrome where they are just chasing it obsessively. I have plenty of coaching clients and executive men who come in, and usually they run their own business because they can't be in the hierarchy anymore, right? The avoidant men, they go up the hierarchy with executive stuff. The anxious nice guys or the disorganized type, the fearful avoidant, they have to do their own thing because they can't let anybody else have that power over them. They've distinguished that. But then they get a girlfriend and they give her everything, and they get ruined over and over and over again.